Hello, everyone. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. This is Daniel Johnson, MD, with Anecdotal Evidence, and I've got a very special Christmas present for you. This is my conversation with the local musician, Chris Wilhelm. And this conversation took place in February of 2016, a little while back now. And I've been meaning to get this out for a while, but it's been a busy year. Lots been going on. And I'm very excited to finally be sharing this with you. Chris is a local musician here in Asheville who I've known for just a little while. And I came across his music when I heard him play in a local bar, and I was immediately enchanted by the songs. They're just great songs, and he's a great performer. He really draws you in as a singer-songwriter, and it got my attention right away. And then I learned more about his music and about he and his band at the time, the Wilhelm Brothers, from a conversation that he had with my now brother-in-law, Ross Osteen, on his podcast, The Next Gig, which I encourage you to check that out as well, because there's some really good stuff in that conversation. They share their journeys as a touring band and how they've been able to pull that off. And they really went at it hard and played a lot of gigs as a duo for quite a while. And so by the time I caught up with them, it was kind of sad because the Wilhelm Brothers were actually going on to hiatus. They were taking a break. And they've been on hiatus, I think, for a little while now. But Chris has gone on with his music as a solo performer. And I'm very grateful for that, as you will see from this conversation, because he's just a wonderful musician. The music flows through Chris in a very natural way, and it's music that has a healing power to it. It has a resonance to it. The songs are real, and they come from a real place. And for me, it's why I listen to music. I listen for music that is authentic and is about the purity of vibration and what holds us together as people, how we're connected. And that certainly comes across in his songs. And so this is a special episode because at the end of the episode, you're going to get to hear 3 songs that Chris played for me that day, which was just the most beautiful experience to have this musician sitting right across from me playing 3 songs for an audience of 1. And so I've been looking forward to sharing that with you, the audience, for a little while now. And so here we are, Christmas Eve 2016, and finally getting a chance to share this with you. So I hope you enjoy my conversation with Chris, where he gets into some of his inspirations and influences as songwriters like Neil Young and Bob Dylan, and we talk a little bit about that. And we talk a little bit about his process in writing songs and how he's able to find quietude in order to tap into his real inspiration. But again, the real gem and the real gift in this episode are the 3 songs at the end, which I encourage you to listen to and to check out his music online, Chris Wilhelm Music. He's got lots of albums as a solo artist and also through the Wilhelm Brothers. And please check those out and support him, because the musicians are what keep us going in this world. They bring clarity to our struggles, and they bring inspiration in difficult times. And 2016 has been a hard year in many ways, and who knows what kinds of challenges are ahead of us in 2017. But I hope this conversation does bring a bit of inspiration. It certainly has to me, and so I'm very excited about sharing it with you. This is Chris Wilhelm.
And I'll see you in St. Augustine.
Well, today we've got some really nice weather, so that's good. Let's get some good sunshine to kind of illuminate things for us. I'm really glad you're here.
It's great to be here.
Yeah, cool. Well, you know, the format of these, as I was describing, is we kind of just follow, you know, a biography to get us started. So one question that seems to come up in Asheville a lot is, how'd you get here to Asheville?
Well, I moved to Asheville 5 years ago. I just kept hearing about how great of a music scene it was.
Yeah.
And I came down on tour about 2008 on a music tour, solo tour. And my dad actually came with me, and we just really liked it. You know, he said, you should be here. You know, I was like, yeah, I can feel the magic. And people were really nice.
Yeah.
Previously, I lived in Boston, and it was a great change for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did remember the Boston part from when y'all were on Ross's podcast.
Yeah.
Gig.
Yeah.
So I've caught a little bit of the story, but we'll get to kind of fill in some more of it today. Did you grow up in the Boston area?
Actually, Hudson, New York.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
So you grew up in New York.
Yes.
All right. Did you have brothers and sisters?
I have two brothers.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
All right. Well, I have two brothers as well.
You do?
Yeah, three boys.
3 boys. Are you the oldest?
I'm the oldest.
I'm the oldest, too.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I'm the example.
Oh, somebody who gets me. Right.
I get it. I get you, yeah.
It's kind of tough being the oldest. I think we had
Yeah.
some breaks, but some pressure too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You're the first one. Yeah, like
right.
everything goes like into you. You know.
Yes.
Yeah.
How much younger are your brothers?
They're both 5 years. Like Zach is 5 years younger, and then Jeff is 5 years.
Oh, okay.
So 5-year plan.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, what was that like? Were your parents together? Or?
Yes, they're still together to this
okay.
day.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Uh-huh. They live in New York, or?
They're still in Hudson, New York.
Yeah.
Same house that we grew
Yeah.
up in.
All right.
Yeah.
What was it like growing up there?
It was nice. It was nice and quiet. You know, not much to do, which was good for playing music because there wasn't much anything to do. Just hang out with friends and be like, hey, you know, come play drums. You know, like recruited all my friends into being in the band, and that's what we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got started
Yes.
as a kid.
Yes.
When did you get started with music?
Geez, I was really young. I got my first guitar at 13 years old.
Uh-huh.
And I begged for it. I just begged. I was like, please, please. I had a cousin who had a guitar and got drum lessons. And I was like, why can't I have that, you know? And I just begged for the guitar. And then finally it came when I was 13 under the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there it goes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Acoustic or electric? Or?
It wasn't electric. It was a harmony guitar. It was bought from Sears.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It was. I loved it. It came with a little amp.
Uh-huh.
I played it every chance I got.
Uh-huh.
Started writing songs right away.
Did you? You
Yes.
took to it.
I took to it right away. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Did you know that this is it?
Yes, I did. Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Right away, I was like, "This is for me. This is all I want to do."
Okay.
And I would spend hours in my room playing this guitar, just recording myself on tape and, you know, writing songs. You know, none of them I play today, of course, but we'll just go for it. I mean, I was born in '74, so
Okay.
yeah.
Wow, we're
Yeah.
about the same age. I was
Yeah.
born in 73.
You were okay.
Yeah.
We got a lot in common.
Yeah, right. Yeah. This is cool. Okay.
Yes.
So, born in 74, so 13. Here you are, mid-80s.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mid '80s. Yeah.
What kind of music were you listening to?
Oh man, let's see. Like I was really into the Beatles.
Yeah.
And then I got into, you know, around 15, 16, I got really into punk rock and speed metal. You know, Metallica, Anthrax, and then punk music like Black Flag and Minor Threat. I loved Minor Threat. You know, so me and my friends had a punk band at that time.
Minor Threat, the DC
Yeah.
punk,
Yes.
straight edgers.
Yes. You're
Yeah.
familiar with them.
I'm a little familiar with the punk history, and
Yes.
I touched into it when I was growing up here and there, and some metal too, but it really suits the teenage boy.
It does. It just really was comforting to hear that music.
Yeah.
You know? The pop music wasn't hitting me of the 80s. It was the Minor Threat, and then it was Fugazi. It was like, this music really hits me, you know?
All right, so you're playing your electric guitar loud.
Yes.
Did you get a band together?
Yes.
Yeah.
We had a band. We had our first show around like 16. I was 16 years old. So nervous, butterflies in the stomach. I thought I was gonna, throw up or something. And yeah.
Tell me about the band.
Yeah.
Was it a 3-piece or?
It was a 4-piece.
Okay.
It was a 4-piece.
Uh-huh.
I was only singing. I wasn't playing guitar for that. I was just lead singer, doing my best Ian McKay impression, Lots of studying him,
Yeah.
Right.
Very serious.
Very serious.
Yeah.
Very serious.
Right. Well, that was a time where there was a lot of social consciousness emerging again in music after a hiatus, it seemed like.
Yeah.
U2 was
Yep.
churning that soil, so to speak. But yeah, like the social consciousness and the seriousness, and so Fugazi was where you were going with that. And you had your own 4-piece band. What were y'all called?
We were called the Crossovers.
Okay.
Yeah, because we crossed over from punk to hardcore at the time. There was the difference. I don't know if you remember that, but there was bands like Shelter who had punk influences, but there was a metal edge to them. So it was kind of like it was a mix between punk and speed metal.
So how long did the Crossovers go?
Jeez, we probably did. I think we did a year tops.
Yeah.
And then I was in another band after that, Idiot Circus. I was playing drums in that band.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Idiot Circus, that's a great name.
Yeah. We had lots of fun.
Yeah, I bet. It sounds like it.
Yeah, much time playing music, It kept us out of trouble, and our parents always knew where we were. They let us play music in the house. I don't know how they put up with it.
Yeah.
Cranked up to 11. And
Drum kit in the house.
Oh,
yeah.
People over moshing. And it was a great childhood,
Yeah. Cool. So where'd it go from there?
Well, let's see. I took a break from music for a long time. Started listening to the other voices, like, you got to do the work thing. And being in a small town, it didn't seem like there was the opportunity to go on the road in a band.
Yeah.
So in 2000, I moved to Albany, New York, which was an hour from Hudson, and I started playing open mic again. I got the bug for it. I'm like, I got to do this,
Came back in your mid-20s.
It did.
Yeah.
It did. Yep.
Yeah.
The year 2000, and just started writing song after song, put together another band, and I had the day job then, but I was going to open mic every week, and sometimes like the host wouldn't even come because it was like a holiday, and I would show up to the open mic.
Yeah, right.
That's how dedicated I was. I was like, I'm gonna do this. Yeah.
Get your songs together. Get ready to perform them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was exciting to be around other songwriters who were further ahead than I was, and they were gigging, and it was a really big learning process.
Yeah. So at this point, you got an acoustic guitar.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And you've matured from the teenage years.
Correct.
I'm imagining.
Yes.
Somewhat, at least, right? Ever-evolving process. But so were these more singer-songwriter type songs that you were getting into at this?
Oh, yes. I was very inspired by a band called the Red House Painters.
Yeah. Kozilek, right?
Mark Kozilek. Yeah, Kozilek.
Kozilek.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, he's got a powerful voice.
He does.
Yeah. I remember the songs for a blue guitar record.
Oh, so good.
Oh,
good. Yes, I love that album.
Yeah.
Mixed Up, I think, is just the Rick Ocasek cover is so good.
I know. It goes on. It's like
so
10 minutes long of that.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that album is amazing.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Right. And
yeah.
So you're into that, and was your music kind of reflecting that earnest?
It was. Yes. And shortly after that, I discovered Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
And I really got hooked on Dylan.
Yeah.
Really got hooked on Dylan.
Uh-huh.
And, once you do that, you're in it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, Dylan.
Yeah. Did you have your Dylan phase?
Yes, I've had several Dylan phases. I'll go in for a few months and just get into one period and immerse myself, and then I have to put it down for about 10 years, and then
because everything you write starts sounding like Dylan, or just it's in your head.
Well, I'm not really a songwriter,
personally,
and I'm really interested to hear about your songwriting. I mean, I've written a few, but I've never really been able to generate lyrics and to feel like I had something to say or anything like that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm very curious to hear about your experience with it. What was Dylan like for you? What did it trigger in you?
Well, the poetry. Yeah. The poetry definitely connected. You know, and I love his singing. You know, I especially the early stuff. It's just raw. I'm more drawn to voices that are raw. Mm-hmm. You know, like his another favorite is Bright Eyes, Conor Oberst.
Oh yeah.
That kind of voice, Neil Young. Mm-hmm. It just sucks me right in. You know.
Well, that's reflected in your current music.
Yes.
And you know, might as well mention that at this point that I'm just a huge fan of your music.
Thank you.
And it's clear that that you're very seasoned in that approach to songwriting.
Thank you.
Getting to the raw and the real.
Thank you. Yeah, I just spent a long time at it. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's what it takes, I guess, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
15-year overnight success.
Right. Okay, so here you are in your 20s, and you're getting into the songwriter thing, and you're playing by yourself, the open mic, and getting gigs.
Yep.
I'm imagining.
Yep.
Just you and the guitar.
Yes. And then I did start assembling guys. I started playing with a drummer and a bass player shortly after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is Chris Wilhelm, is that?
Yeah, we did the Chris Wilhelm band thing. Yeah. There was a little Dave Matthews Band influence going on back then too. I mean, I still like Dave. He's still cool.
Sure, yeah.
You know. But he put out an album called the Lily White Sessions. It was actually leaked, and it was a little darker, and I really liked it. It really caught me. I don't know if you ever heard that one or were a fan, but
it kind of caught my eye a little bit, or my ear a little bit, but I don't really remember it specifically.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. I know Steve Lillywhite, the producer, and he gets a real clean sound.
Yes.
And so that was a big influence for you.
Yeah, around that era, 2000, 2001, yep.
Yeah, okay. How do you connect with songwriting? How do you generate a song? That's a big question, but...
Yes. Well, for me, a lot of times is going out into the woods and bringing my favorite music, and I'll take a walk, and the notebook will come out, and I'll just start writing, not thinking about it, not judging it at all. For me, that's the worst thing to think about it. I just start writing, and you know, a theme will come out of a song. You know, I'll just listen for a lyric, and if I like the lyric, I'll just write down what they said, you know, and then I'll look at it later, or just something that comes into mind, anything that comes into mind on the walk. And then later, I'll go back when I'm at home. I'll pull out the guitar. You know, I'll play around with it, just try to get some melodies, and I have a tape recorder. I like to record on tape. Mm-hmm. There's something about the tape for me. I have a $3 tape recorder from Goodwill.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Cassette tape.
Yeah. So, you know, I'll record things, ideas, and then I'll just listen back to, like, what I come up. I'll just be in the room, la, 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 you know, like, you know. And so I'll pull out the notebook, and then I'll just, there's a marriage a lot of times that happens together. Just these ideas will come from the lyrics, and they'll somehow trigger something with that melody, and they'll go together a lot of times, like magic.
Yeah.
And that's on the first pass. There is an element sometimes though of living with a song for like 2 weeks, going back to it. So it all depends. Some of them do come in one sitting. It could be like 8 hours, like in the room, like no, okay, just stick in it, you know, stay in it. Mm-hmm. I'll always do that. Try the first pass. I'll try to get out as much as I can when I'm in the room.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't feel complete, I'll go back and listen on the tape recorder.
Mm-hmm.
You know, something about that tape sound. I'll listen to it, and a lot of times I'll know that if it's right or not. I just have this feeling like it's there or it's not there.
Yeah, I mean, that's just so awesome to hear. I mean, I get a little bit of goosebumps hearing that because, you know, the process that you're describing there is one of just staying with it, playing the guitar, humming the melody, singing the melody, and then writing the lyrics and just staying in the flow.
Yes.
And then eventually it just starts to happen, I guess.
Yes, there's a real work ethic behind it.
Yeah.
You know, it's living in it all the time. You know, it's to the point like people around me sometimes are like, "Oh, you're writing a song," you know, because it'll be going on, you know, and they're talking with me about, you know, what are you doing, you know, are we, you know, either going the right way, and like, I'm writing a song right now, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They can see it in you.
Yeah, exactly.
You're drifting off a little bit or drifting in or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's been known on the Wilhelm Brothers tour, especially. You know, just people are talking, all of a sudden, the notebook comes out. And everybody's like, what did you write down? And it's like, I can't tell you right now, you know?
Yeah.
And people know, like, what they've said. You know, they'll recognize, like, oh, my God, I remember saying that, like, 6 months ago.
And you get to borrow it and put it in a song.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Or do you remember there's the certain story, like who the character is.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. Sometimes characters are fictional. Sometimes they're not.
It's a mixture for you?
It's a mixture.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it ever you in there?
Of course. Of course. Yeah. Yes.
Because it sounds lived in. Your music sounds very lived in and natural. You know, it just sounds very human and comes through. And then it's aspirational, your music. It's inspirational, you know. It's not just the mundane, you know. There's something to it. It's hard for me to put it into words, but
yeah.
What is it about music, you know?
Well,
let's take a step back. Let's talk
about
music.
Well, for me, music saved my life, literally, you know, so.
What do you mean by that?
Well, okay. All right. I'll go into this other story now.
Sure.
This is, all right. I went to a workshop recently at Mary Gaucher, songwriting workshop in Nashville.
Okay.
And it was really cool to be there. Mary Gaucher is amazing. She's one of my heroes. She's a hero of mine.
Okay, I don't know who that is.
Oh, she's great.
Okay.
She's great. So I'm at the workshop, and you know, Mary talks about a lot of her songs come up from a place of trauma, and she said a lot of her core writing came because, you know, she was adopted as a kid. Yeah. She was an alcoholic, and she's had the struggles, and she said, you know, I guarantee, you know, most of you, there's 18 of us songwriters are here because of an experience that you've had in your life, you know. So it was kind of like a big session for everybody, you know. Yeah. And it made me realize, you know, I mean, well, I've had my I have childhood trauma that I don't want to get into of details, but sure, that led me to songwriting. Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. Very clearly, music saved my life. You know, yeah, I just there was a big childhood trauma that happened, which led me to writing song after song after song. Yes.
There's a therapeutic value in the creative process.
Yes. Okay. Like, you know, Mary was saying, like, you know, songwriting too is a way to heal your body. You know, you're trying to heal yourself, and yes, it's very, very, very healing. Yes, mm-hmm. Yes.
The process of creating.
Yes.
and turning this emotional residue from a trauma and metabolizing it and making something out of it, and then you have a product at the end, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
You're just okay. I wrote a song called "The Trail of the Lonesome Pine." Are you familiar with that one?
Is it on the new record? Is it?
No, it's on Lay Your Burden Down.
Okay,
I'll
yeah.
play it for you later.
Okay,
I'll
cool.
play it for you later.
Right on.
And I played this song for Mary, and she goes, "You created your own universe in that song," and I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
You know, the Trail of the Lonesome Pine is a place. It's a place where it's safe. A safe world. And I'll play you'll hear it in the lyrics. Like, it's so obvious now. But I did not know that. I didn't even know it.
God, that's so interesting. And I've never really thought of it in those terms, but you know, the healing part of the creative process, it sounds like, is that you get to create a vibrational state with the music that's comforting,
right,
or melodic, and it's a safe place, and you can inhabit that space,
right,
and it allows us to feel safe in our body,
right, and you can create your own world, you know, and that's what I think the listeners get when they listen to Mary. They get that, like, okay, there's a safe place here, like there's just some sort of understanding, like, a connection, like this is a place where I feel really good. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we live in a world of noise.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, like literal noise of clanking and banging and cacophony, but you know, just also informational noise and all that stuff. And music is composed and it's designed, and it's not noise, it's intentional, and it's
right. And you really have to get quiet to create it. It whispers. And that's one of the things that Mary pointed out too, you know, which reinforced what I already knew, which explains why I got into the woods and then lyrics come, is because you have to get quiet to create. And that can be challenging when you got a smartphone on you, or you're texting constantly. You're missing out on this lyric and the world that the song wants to come into you. Does that make sense? You're kind of driven to distraction a little bit by it, you know.
Yeah.
So you have to get quiet. Yeah.
That speaks to another element of healing, is, you know, quieting the mind.
Yes. Yep.
Quieting the mind and getting quiet to let the music in.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You got to do that.
And you found that that's been healing for you.
Oh yes. There's nothing like writing a good song. The feeling of it, and then playing it, and then, you know, we've had people come to Wilhelm Brothers shows, and say, you know, hey, you know, that song "Dare to Dream," it helped me. My husband passed away, and I keep playing this song over and over, and thank you. You know, so that's just the power that music has, that, you know, it's helping somebody cope with their loss. It's, you know, it's like a friend. And that's what it's been for me. Like, certain albums are like friends, you know, like I've listened to it back to back. I know their words, you know, like the back of my hand, you know. You know, it's like a friend, you know?
Yeah. So in the process of writing songs and making music, you're creating your own world that you get to inhabit, and then you get to share it with other people, and you've gotten feedback from your music.
Yes.
I think there's such a therapeutic quality to your music, you know?
Yeah.
I just jotted down some of the lyrics talking about tearing down fences in my own mind. And that old adage, if you cut your own wood, it warms you twice.
Correct. Yeah.
And there's many more, and I don't want to just isolate all your lyrics because they really fit so great in the songs, but these are notions that give us a little room in our own mind, in our own thoughts, a
Yeah.
comfort and a space there.
Yep.
Yeah. Your music's able to do that and connect with people like that.
I'm happy about that. Very happy about that. Very pleased.
Yeah. Wow.
I
love it. And so, so did you find when you started with songwriting that it provided this kind of healing benefit for you, or?
Yes. Immediately when I started writing, I felt great. Like, I'm just gonna do this all the time. That's what I get from it. It feels good. It's so great to go into that zone. It's magical. I'm lucky.
Yeah, and you've been an active musician playing gigs now for 15 years?
Yeah, I've really concentrated on it, chose it as my profession for the last 15 years. Performing all over the place. I've played subway stops in Boston and New York City to Boston, Florida, Chicago, you name it.
Yeah, a lot of travels.
Yeah. And we were able to do that through couchsurfing.org. We made a lot of new friends. Me and Kristof were talking the other day that we stayed at 60 different couchsurfing hosts and hostesses. 60 in 3 years.
That's a lot of connections to make.
Yes. Yeah.
Because that's so much more a personal connection than just checking into a motel.
It's been amazing.
Yeah. Y'all spoke about that a lot in Ross's podcast. I really enjoyed those stories. And I'd encourage our listeners to check that one out. So you've met folks, and your music has kind of been influenced by people that you've met along the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, there's some characters off the Sea of the Unwritten album that were met on Couchsurfing and other places. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the new record. That's the one that I've heard.
Yes.
And I just love it. I can't stop playing it in my car.
Yeah.
Because it goes so well. I mean, the guitar and the cello really go well together.
Oh yeah. We didn't plan that either. That's not something we planned.
And Kristof's not here today. But
Right.
How did the Wilhelm Brothers come together? What was?
I was working on a studio project with a gentleman named Liam McKay. At the time, we were Wilhelm McKay, and we were recording an album. And the producer said, "I know a cello player," and he came in, and we played "Trail of the Lonesome Pine" together. And from the first note, we're just like, we got to do this all the time. We're just we really worked magically together. Like musically, it was like, wow, just first note, incredible.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's such a unique sound, the cello going with the guitar. Like after listening to y'all's music, I'm like, why isn't there so much more of this?
Yeah.
Because it really has
a
a lovely resonance. They really go well together.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
And so you guys have played together for 3 years now.
We had played for 3 years. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What's that been like, in this journey?
It's been amazing. It's been amazing. We worked well together. I gotta give it to Kristof. He booked all these shows. He booked 225 shows a year for us. And did Couchsurfing. He set that up, and along with playing amazing cello, But he said to me, "You go write the songs." So, and he handled business, so that's why it worked so well. That's why I was able to, write an album, and also play 225 shows a year.
Yeah.
It's looking back on it, is like, wow, how did we do that? But
no, that is a ton.
Yeah. One of our secrets was we would listen to a lot of Dr. Wayne Dyer in the car.
Yeah.
And we always told ourselves, like if one of us was feeling a little tired, Wayne Dyer would always say, "Now is not the time to be tired," and that would always perk us up. Just saying that we had a way of boosting each other's energy. Mm-hmm. It's pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm. Kept each other going like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. So where are things now with you musically?
Well, the Wilhelm Brothers are taking an indefinite break.
Okay.
Our last show is going to be at the Gray Eagle at the end of the month. Yeah.
And so that's the last gig for now.
Yes.
Indefinite hiatus.
Yes.
Well, that's
Yes.
how musical things go sometimes.
Yes, and we're still friends. We had great talk. We did our last tour last week, and it's time for both of us to take a break. We talked about it, and I'm just happy we're still friends because there's no reason not to be. And just reminisced about all the shows, all the people, all the couch surfing hosts, and how kind people are to. They would invite us into their home, and a lot of times they're like, I'm not going to be there, but go in and stay and eat my food, and and
yeah,
it's just amazing.
Well, that'll really inspire you when somebody does that.
Yeah.
And it's very heartwarming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes you realize, that you hear this news on the TV, and that's not the world, and so many people think it is, but it's not. There's so much good stuff out there, so much good things happening, and I don't know why that's not advertised. I mean, we felt the love from people, just letting us in their homes, and sometimes people would throw us like an extra. I think we got $500 one time just as a donation. Just
Whoa. Kindness.
Yeah, and it was at a retirement home. We played retirement homes a lot, and those were amazing, and
Wow.
yeah.
That's an interesting gig.
Yeah, love it. People would always light up, and we get people singing along, and they would be really fired up. They'd be really excited.
Yeah.
I have another story for you.
Yeah.
We played a place in South Carolina, and this lady came in, and she looked like there was the weight of the world on her shoulders. The face, you could see it in the face. Her face looked heavy, and she sat down at the bar. She was facing us, and we started playing. Like a half an hour into the set, you could see her face like relaxing. You could just see this, and after 2 hours, she stayed the whole time, and she talked to us afterwards, and she just looked younger. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Like she looked completely younger than when she walked in the bar 2 hours earlier.
Real.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's powerful and beautiful.
Yeah. I like to be a part of that.
And it keeps you going, I guess.
It really does.
Yeah.
Yep.
Does it pick you up when you're down too?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I mean, playing music for people is such a uplifting thing, and to connect with an audience and, to help them in their world is huge. I'm really grateful for that gift.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about your music and the process.
Okay.
And kind of what it means for you. You've described a little bit about the songwriting itself.
Yes.
How you're able to get quiet.
Yes.
And recognize that you need to get quiet in order for the music to flow through you. And you said you like to go in the woods to do that, and that is where the musical creation process maybe gets started, or where you can get tapped into the quietude. That's such an interesting distinction, because music is active sound and vibration, and then from the quietude, that's where it emerges.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Interesting.
It's like going fishing. You got to be quiet to get the good ones. Tom Waits said that. It's a great quote, and it's so true.
God, that's so weird. I was just talking about Tom Waits fishing about 30 minutes ago, right before you got here.
Synchronicity?
Yeah, he was on that Fishing with John program years ago.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, right.
That was great.
I was texting a buddy about that.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty funny. Yeah. Well, so who are some other of your influences? You mentioned Bob Dylan. What's your favorite Bob Dylan song?
My favorite Bob Dylan song. Let's see. It changes.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's one on Blonde. It's been a little while since I listened to it. I think it's the fourth time around.
Yeah.
The title's escaping me right now.
Yeah.
Sometimes titles escape me, but it's on the Blonde and Blonde record, Blonde on Blonde. Yeah. I like Most Likely You'll Go Your Way, I'll Go Mine. That's a really good one. I got Freewheelin' Bob Dylan on vinyl, and I've really connected with that album.
That's the one with him in the alleyway with the girl on his arm? Is that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. For some reason on vinyl, it hit me a lot more than CD.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Hard Rains is Gonna Fall. That song, I wish I could have wrote that one. Hard Rains Is Gonna Fall.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that song is so good. I'll know my song well before I start singing.
Right.
It's like right before the last chorus, like, oh my God. And that somebody can write song after song like that. Mm-hmm. You can do that. You know,
Yeah.
you live in it and you can do it. So, yeah, that was the real big influence, you know?
Yeah. Interesting, but he's a riddle. He's a permanent enigma.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've read his book 3 times, The Chronicles.
Chronicles?
Yeah.
I've read part of it. I haven't finished it yet.
So good. So good.
I mean, it sounds like fiction. I mean, how does he remember all those details from 50 years ago, you know?
Right. Yeah.
You know, some of them may be made up, but they sound so real that who knows?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's got so many good songs, you know.
Of course.
I mean, I even like the Desire album a lot.
Yeah.
It's got the Hurricane song on there,
Yep.
and Emmylou Harris is singing with him.
Yeah.
It's so good. He's got so many periods that, you know, the country period with New Morning was really good.
Yeah.
Nashville Skyline is one of my favorite albums.
Interesting.
I love that.
He was singing in the affected voice on that.
Yeah.
He got into that for a little while.
Yeah.
The many periods of Dylan.
Many periods, yep.
Yeah. Have you had musical transformations like that too?
I can hear the difference between, I don't know if you know I have like solo albums out.
Yeah, I haven't been able to really get into the full catalog yet. I'm kind of embarrassed to say, but I want to explore it. I mean, where do I find those?
They're on iTunes.
Okay. I
would recommend, there's one I released 10 years ago now called This Train's Not Going Slow.
Okay.
There's a train and it has my dog Jack on the cover and me walking. And that album did well. It back in 2005, it hit a countdown on WERS in Boston.
Yeah.
I thought I made it in 2005. It was like
Tell me about that.
Oh God, it's a great story. It was on this countdown. It beat out Bob Dylan on their countdown at college radio, Emerson College, 88.7 in Boston.
Yeah.
So I'm out playing open mics, and a girl comes up to me and knows me and says, you know, they're playing you on college radio on Emerson. You know, oh, okay, you know. And then the song a couple songs got into rotation, and next thing, you know, I'm playing live on the radio station. And you know, I had my friends call up, fans, they'd call up and request a song. So I'd be driving around sometimes in the car, and the song would come on. This great station, WERS, is amazing. And they'd be playing like Bright Eyes and Beirut and M Ward, and then my song would come on. I was like, yes, I've arrived. You know?
Right.
And then I went in and I played live in their studio, and it was just really cool.
Yeah.
You know, and I was playing the whatever gig I could find at the time, and playing down in the subway on the T-stops and all that stuff too, and it's very good. Good memories.
It was a nice taste of success.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I've been interested to talk to you about this because, you know, so much about music is the music business.
Yes.
Which has changed 100%. It's changed totally in the past 20 years, 15, 20 years. And what I love about your music is it's so approachable and warm, and it just kind of gets to me real quickly, and there's something personal that's like, I don't know, like you guys, you know, you've played like small clubs, and it sounds like you've had success and played other venues and, you know, bigger stages and stuff, but it kind of goes back and forth it's a cycle. You know, you can never really fully make it, even if you're Bob Dylan. You know, your life still goes on.
Yes.
And what's that whole journey been like for you?
For me, it's been great. You know, we've talked about it as you can still make it as a working class musician these days. It's gone back to that. You know, it's like the old days. You show up. You come into town on the horse, you know, and you go and you play your songs. It's going back to that.
Yeah.
So it's very rewarding, you know. Anybody who's really wants to do music for a living, you can do that. You can couch surf and you can go and you can play retirement homes in the afternoon, and then you do your show at night. You know, you play restaurants, libraries, wherever they'll have you. You know what I mean? And you try to get a guarantee. You know, because you're traveling. So it's a good life. I really have enjoyed it. I do enjoy it. You know, you're staying at people's houses. You're sleeping on their couch, and you get to know them, and you make some good friends, and you make a lot of people happy. I mean, I can say that the Wilhelm Brothers made a lot of people happy. You know?
Yeah. And how do you keep going through it? You know, I mean, does it get tiresome?
You do get, looking back on it, I'm like, God, how do we do that? But at the time, it's so energizing, and that's all I've wanted to do my whole life is be a full-time musician, making a great living, and making people happy, and with my music, you know, true music. Yeah. So for me, it was amazing, you know, and I would advise, you know, people who feel that way, you know, teenagers or, you know, people in their 20s or whatever, you know, whatever age, even if you're in your 40s, you know, and you feel like you can do it. It's a good life, you know. You go around, you play your music, you're doing, sometimes we would do three shows a day. You know, we do a morning show, we would do an afternoon show, and then we'd do like a 2 to 3 hour show at night sometimes. Yeah. You know, I would try to keep it about 4 hours max. If you're the main singer, I would try to keep it about 4 hours. Yeah, we've done the 6 hour thing show before.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Wow.
You know,
yeah.
Do your retirement home in the day, and then, you know, your show at night, you know, or some sort of show in the day.
It's just so cool that you're talking about doing these retirement home gigs, which I think is awesome. I mean, there's a humility to that.
Yeah, they love it.
Yeah, and it sounds like there's a need. Like they would love to hear good music, right?
Yeah.
And you're there to play it for them.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they're more excited than they are at the bars. We've told that story before. Yeah. Kristof was really good about it. We'd play a song and he would do a sing-along, and the people at the bar at night, I'd be like, guys, come on. We were at a retirement home today, and they sang at the top of their lungs. Yeah. So then all of a sudden, everybody in the bar is like, okay, we can do this. Yeah. Yeah.
So do you get your rewards from this? I mean, is this where what it is for you? This feedback, this experience of the music?
It is, and also the feedback that you're giving, about the lyrics or the songs. The songs feel like, this to me. I can relate to this song. It's it makes me feel good. Or this lyric. I have people come up to me a lot and say, what's that lyric about? Yeah. Yeah. Like I'll give you some I know there's a song, St. Augustine. I'll see you in St. Augustine.
Yeah. Oh, that's a beautiful song. Yeah.
This guy, he said, I was at this Johnny Mercer's pier, and I'm thinking Johnny Mercer's pie. It's like kind of like the R's fell off of it. It's like, it's exactly what happened. We were in Wilmington on the beach. I looked up and the sign said Johnny Mercer's pie. So this guy figured that out. He was like listening to it, and
wow,
yeah,
he caught the little secret message.
Right.
Oh my gosh, that's cool.
That song is full of true stories. One of my favorite lines in that song is "Jimmy on the Bones."
Okay.
We were couch surfing, And there was this guy also staying at the same place, and his name was Jimmy. He was from Ireland, and he played the bones.
Uh-huh.
And he pulled out the bone. He was getting
What do you
gig
mean the
after
bones? What is
real bones, like tick, 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 tick. He would play them.
Okay.
So,
like people play spoons or
right,
something?
right.
Okay.
Right.
I didn't know this was an actual thing. I've heard it before, but yeah.
It was news to me too.
Yeah, okay.
It was news to me. So, and everybody's hiring Jimmy. You know, he couldn't go back to Ireland because he was getting so many gigs.
Uh-huh.
And that's one of my favorite lines in the song is a swollen silver moon with Jimmy on the bones. He'd play the whole night through. And it's, you know, he was up all night playing the bones with people. People hired him.
So now you've got these memories of your life, these real characters that you've encountered, and they kind of live on in your music.
Yes. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
That must be cool. That must be that must keep you going.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's imagination. You know, it's you know, you take what's there and you put your imagination to it,
Mm-hmm.
and you create your own world with it. You know, it's magical.
When you were mentioning lyrics, the lyric "trees don't stand still."
Yes.
What is that? Where does that come from?
I was out in the woods. I looked up. The trees are moving. My God, it's like they're dancing. Trees don't stand still. It's that easy. I was listening to Lucinda Williams. I can remember. I was in the woods. I was listening to the West album.
Mm-hmm.
Great album. They're moving. They're moving. Trees don't stand still. Just literally, like, you know, that for me it means that they're rooted. They're so rooted, but they can bend. They can dance. They can move.
Right.
That's what it means for me.
Uh-huh. Well, I like that. I love that song. And amongst the others, and I noticed amongst your songs that sometimes they rhyme and sometimes they don't.
Right.
And I like that too.
Yes.
Because it's not like it doesn't feel like the lyrics have been forced to fit a rhyme scheme.
Yeah, it doesn't have to rhyme.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to.
No, it doesn't. That's cool.
One thing I noticed here, you have a copy of Waging Heavy Peace.
Yeah. I actually bought that book after hearing your song.
That book inspired so much of that album too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's Waging Heavy Peace. There's a song called Waging Heavy Peace.
Right.
Right. But you know.
Yeah, I love that song.
Yeah. That book was huge.
And that's Neil Young's autobiography. And
Yeah.
I'm in the midst of that. I have a habit of getting halfway into a book and reading another one, but I come back to a lot of them, and my plan is to finish it. But I've read a lot about Neil Young over the years, and that gives an interesting perspective.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you get to the part where he talks about his songwriting process?
No, I haven't gotten there yet.
We'll talk about it off air.
Yeah, okay.
He likes to.
Sure. He likes to partake. Well.
Yeah. He can't be a person, but he is.
Yeah.
He totally is. But
well, another thing I was picking up from the book is that David Briggs must have been so responsible for.
Oh yeah.
How the '70s albums were just
right on Harvest and. Yes. He really. He really says that David Briggs was huge influences on those records.
He got the best out of them.
Right.
Yeah.
It's interesting too because he says that they always recorded the best albums on the full moon too. I don't know if you remember that part, but
yeah, I haven't gotten there yet. Yeah.
They said the best albums were recorded on the full moon, and David Briggs had a bunch of good quotes in there, like he would say. I don't remember any right now, but
the one that I remember, I just used yesterday, which is "Life's a shit sandwich, eat it or starve."
Yes. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, that one resonated with me a good bit, but
yeah. Oh, be great or be gone. That was a big one that he said. Mm-hmm. Be great or be gone.
Yeah.
Yep. That book is so good. Like just talking about them, like certain things, like sentences are coming into my mind right now.
Yeah, I know. I feel like I've kind of grown up with Neil Young, and because I've listened to his music
Yeah.
so much, and yet there's so much more
Yes, there
to
is.
listen to.
He keeps putting them out too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the quality control now, I can't
Yeah.
listen to a lot of the new records more than once.
Yeah. I haven't followed it as much.
Yeah, I know.
Still kind of on the old ones.
I'm still catching up on. So I know
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
just so much of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Harvest Moon and the Prairie Wind album. If you're not familiar with that one.
Yeah, that one's pretty good.
Yeah.
They did the movie with
Yeah,
that
the
one
movie's
too.
incredible.
Yeah.
I love the movie.
Shot it in the Ryman.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, the Ryman. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Have
I
you
want to
played
play
that?
the Ryman.
I was gonna say.
I want to. That's my dream. I
Oh,
want to play
man.
the
Your
Ryman.
music would sound so good in there.
Yeah, I was there like a month ago. I got a picture taken, so I'm visualizing. I'm working on
There
it.
you go. That's where it starts. Well, we've talked about how y'all played in a variety of different places. What's the toughest place to play?
The toughest place to play is bars when there's like 30 different TVs in the room that are on.
Yeah.
There's something about a TV screen. It sucks your eyes right to it.
It does.
Yeah.
Mine always go to it, even if it's
Yeah.
just garbage on there.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, those are the most fun are listening rooms when like house concerts or venues like the Altamont. Let's see, Eddie's Attic is a good one in Georgia. Evening Muse in Charlotte is one of our favorites.
Yeah, you want to have listeners, right?
Yes. You want to have people taking in the words and any stories, and so listening rooms are definitely our favorites because you can tell stories in between the songs and it becomes more personal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you were mentioning that you had played some retirement homes and that had been a particular inspiration.
Yes, they're favorites too.
Is there a story from a retirement home that stands out in your mind?
Yes, there is the story. We're playing a retirement home in Catskill, New York, and this lady had trouble hearing. She was hearing impaired, and she stood up, and she says, after we started playing, she said, I can hear. And I saw that part. I was like, wow, that's crazy. So that's a story that's definitely stuck with us.
Yeah. And this was after y'all had played your music.
Yes.
And it opened up something in her.
Yes.
These are these types of phenomenal experiences which we can't explain physiologically very easily.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's magical. It's spiritual.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
The therapeutic value of music is limitless, really.
Yeah. Especially when you start playing a song that they know, even like Johnny Cash. We'll play Johnny Cash and
Yeah. Okay.
Woody Guthrie, This Land Is Your Land.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Like you can just feel it. Like they know it. It's in their soul. Like they just, yeah, we know this one, and they'll just belt it out. You know? I mean, yeah.
And so you're in a transition phase right now.
I am.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Wilhelm Brothers are on hiatus.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, thank you for what y'all gave in your music because this record, The Sea of the Unwritten, I just love and really enjoyed the shows that I saw. Kristof and his cello just really complemented your music so well, and y'all really must have inspired a lot of people through your performances.
Yes. Yeah, we would also run into a lot of singer-songwriters along the way who wanted to be full-time musicians also, and they'd come up to us. You could see it in their eyes, like, how do I do this?
Yeah.
And we'd always give them honest information. You just do what we're doing.
Yeah.
It's that easy. Find somebody to work with. Find somebody. That was key for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to be in it all the time. You got to be in it. And find somebody, find a drummer, find somebody that can help you with business. Like I for a long time I tried doing it on my own and it didn't work. Indie doesn't mean just you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, music's about that connection.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Find a team that works for you, not just anybody that that works for you.
So, as the Wilhelm Brothers in this incarnation is on hiatus,
Yes.
you're going forward with your music.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, you brought your guitar today.
Yes, I did.
Would it be okay if you played some for us?
Love to.
Awesome.
Love to.
Awesome.
Okay.
Well, let's let you go ahead.
Okay. Okay. We rolling?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So this is the song. This is called Trail of the Lonesome Pine.
Okay.
This is the one where I created my own universe.
Awesome.
1, 2, 3, 4. I was falling uphill, looking for a brand new thrill. Jokers were standing still on the trail of the lonesome pine. I was drawn to the words of the outsiders and so-called fools. Hit me like a shovel on the trail of the lonesome pine. Thunder's gonna come and go, and the winds are gonna change its mind. I know it's gonna be alright. I know it's gonna be alright. I know it's gonna be alright this time. Trees were like an archway to the golden gates above, and the city's sidewalks had no cracks, and the scientists were pushing love. Was it in a book you read, where every kiss is the first one? There is no journey's end on the trail of the lonesome pine. Thunder's gonna come and go, and the winds are gonna change its mind. I know it's gonna be alright. I know it's gonna be alright. I know it's gonna be alright this time. I was tired of the rumor mill. I was crawling up the hill. She spoke of yester now in great detail. Was she the one that got away, or just an angel on parade? There are no strangers here on the trail of the lonesome pine. 2, 3, 4. Thunder's gonna come and go, and the winds are gonna change its mind. I know it's gonna be alright. I know it's gonna be alright. I know it's gonna be alright this time.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. This time. As long as it's gonna be all right this time, we'll deal with next time next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Let's see. We keep playing next one?
Yeah.
Or do you want to
Yeah.
talk some more? Or just keep going?
Let's just keep rolling.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is called "Long Live Your Tomorrows." It's on the Sea of the Unwritten
Yeah.
album.
I love this one.
I went out walking just the other day. Shoes on a wire. Farewell, yesterday. A forest for the lonely. A temporary home. Seldom iridescence on an earthly tongue. There's one for the forgotten. May you find your way. 50 cents in the dollar. We got dreams to pay. For I've seen the eyes of the interstates, and I've seen the lifted and those who couldn't wait. Lonely tomorrows may carry on. I've seen them weak and I've seen them strong. Lonely tomorrows may carry on. I've seen them weak and I've seen them strong. For I've dreamt in colors something seldom found. Mountain, the sea, daddy long legs upon my trail. I learned to pay attention and drop everything. These houses on stilts could never walk away. Long live tomorrows may carry on. I've seen them weak and I've seen them strong. Long live tomorrows may carry on. I've seen them weak and I've seen them strong. Careless remarks on an open mind. These daytime ghosts and these trees have eyes. So many variables. It was just a catalyst, dreaming of an ocean filled with words. Long live tomorrows may carry on. I've seen a week
Armstrong. Long live tomorrow's made. Carry on. I've seen a weekend eye. St. Armstrong.
Oh gosh, that sounds so good.
Thank you.
That's just such a beautiful song.
Thank you.
Mm.
I gotta start doing some harmonica in the open parts there or something.
Yeah, well, it's always evolving, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Those are the cello parts.
Yes.
Yeah. That's such a beautiful song.
Thank you.
A lot of lyrics about trees.
Yeah, you probably from being out in the woods a lot, you know.
Yeah.
These trees have eyes.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Funny part about that too is we were on tour somewhere in North Carolina, and we went out one morning, and somebody had actually put like a face on the tree. So it's like,
There's a face on that tree right next door. I'll show it to you anyway.
Yeah, stuff like that would happen to us a lot on the road.
Yeah.
You know, it's a sign that we were doing the right thing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have trees, your trees have eyes out here.
Yeah, my next door neighbor's got a tree that's alive, an int or whatever.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a beautiful song. That's third on the record, right?
That is third on the record, correct? Yes.
Right, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's third on the album.
Cool. And you got one more, right?
I do. We were talking before about the song "I'll See You" in St. Augustine, and the character Jimmy on the Bones.
Yes. Right.
Yes. And just so many things really happen on this song. Johnny Mercer's pie is in the lyrics, but it was actually Johnny Mercer's pier, which was the inspiration. Just the sign had the R missing.
Yeah, right.
I think it's in Wilmington, on the beach in Wilmington.
Yeah, I've actually been on the Johnny Mercer Pier. I'm not kidding. I've spent some time in Wilmington and still do. So
Okay.
I know what you're talking about. It's the concrete pier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool. You've been there.
Yeah, we've traveled some of these same roads.
We have.
Yeah.
We have.
Same era.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh-huh. All right.
All right. This is called "See You in St. Augustine."
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4. When we meet again upon the shoreline of a crimson sky, there'll be lots of things to do. We could walk a crooked line, we can eat Johnny Mercer's pie. We met mothers without fathers, children without regret. We've slept on a cold floor. It snowed hard upon the south. We were 2 months out. My home became my traveling bag. 'Cause time is longer than rope, and our dreams are so comfortable. There are no wasted words. There are no shoulders closed. And I'll see you in St. Augustine. on the bones, man, he played the whole night through. We met folks along the way who would share their place to stay. We were given different names, but you know how stories go, they are sacred and profound. As I write these words with my father's pen, the top of the middle, pushing hard upon the left, something time does not regret. We'll walk across America with the sunshine in my guitar, and the interstate sounds like an ocean, and the truth belongs to her. And I'll see you in St. Augustine. And I'll see you in St. Augustine. And I'll see you in St. Augustine.
Yeah. I love that song. Have you been to St. Augustine?
We played there.
Yeah.
And the story about that is we had fans who would see us in Asheville, and they would also see us in St. Augustine.
Mm-hmm.
And they would, every time they saw us in Asheville, they would give us this wink, be like, I'll see you in St. Augustine. So we said, man, that's just a good song title.
Yeah, it is.
And I spent probably, I don't know, maybe like 2 weeks to 3 weeks on that song. Hanging out. Yeah.
Well, it came out just as it was supposed to.
Yeah, it was a labor of love. You know, if I would have gave up on just tried to write it the first time, it wouldn't have been the song it is, you know.
Yeah.
But there's spirit that comes through, and it's a work ethic, you know. It's a combination. You have to show up.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't sound overworked or anything like that. It
Yeah.
sounds like you put just the right amount of work into it.
It's amazing too. You know, I don't know if you caught the lyric too about, you know, as I write these words with my father's pen.
Yeah.
I was actually writing the words with my father's pen. I had brought the pen home from my dad, and I was writing it with his pen. So I was like, I love that line.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, you just take a little moment to observe what's going on, and you see those connections that your life is animated with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, those are such beautiful songs. It feels so good to have you play those songs for me. Thank you.
Thank you
so much. And
yeah.
I hope these come across in the recording as well as they do here in the dining room, because it just sounded beautiful.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to play them for you and your audience, you know?
Well, thank you, Chris. And so the Wilhelm Brothers are on hiatus and transition, and Chris Wilhelm's going on with more music.
Yep.
And thank you so much for coming out today.
Oh, thank you.
It's a beautiful day.
Beautiful day.
Sunshine. The sun was just shining right on your guitar right as you were singing that lyric. That was...
Sunshine on my guitar.
Yeah, there it is.
Magical moments.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, thanks again, Chris. How do you feel?
I feel great. Thank you, Daniel, for it had been a couple times so we tried to hook up. We had snow days, and Daniel came out to see us. He drove all the way to Hot Springs to.
Yep.
Yeah, he's really made this happen. You listeners out there, so thank you, Daniel. Great conversation.
Yeah.
You know, really good time hanging out and talking, and great. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks, Chris. All right. All right. Well, that's it. That's my conversation with the musician Chris Wilhelm. Man, those are some beautiful songs. It's really hard to describe the power of being able to sit as an audience of one for a musician like that. Just great songs, and what a great conversation. I just really appreciate what he shared about his experience. And that's what music is all about, is about sharing and connecting, and I hope you've enjoyed it. And this is our Christmas gift to you, the listeners here at Anecdotal Evidence. So this is going to be the next to the last episode in this anthology of collected anecdotal evidence. I'm going to be back next week to wrap up this year and share my reflections. I really appreciate all the listeners and the feedback, and I appreciate the opportunity I've had to address you all these past couple years, and looking forward to what's to come. So I hope you all have a safe and enjoyable holiday season. This is Daniel Johnson, MD. Take care.